Okay, greetings everyone. Thank you for stopping by my channel. I'm going to welcome all of you to my uh, channel. All my subscribers, new subscribers. Hey, let me check this dude out. All my scallywags, triggers, peaches, lovers, haters, commenters. Each and every one of you are important to my channel and welcome. Let me start this off by saying this. In the U.S., we have this symbol X0, 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 which initially stood for hugs and kisses. So you put X0, 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 as I always do whenever I am chatting with you, or if I read a comment of yours or something like this. Even on my Facebook, you see me a lot of time put X0, X0, X0. But what it has come to mean to me as everything, as in evolution of life, it has come to mean to me that yes, it means hugs and kisses. It also means, I see your comment. It also means, I put it at the end, meaning that, okay, this conversation is over. So in other words, if you and I are chatting, I put X0, 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 that means, okay, done deal. No need to comment no more. Because what I'm going to do a thumbs up, you do a thumbs up, I do a thumb up, you do a bigger thumb up. So it gets kind of crazy. So I use it as a means of saying end of conversation. Hugs and kisses. Goodbye, bye-bye, like this. And that's what it has come to mean to me. So those of you who are getting hugs and kisses symbol, who they turned it into hearts or whatever it is that they want to do, because they know they love turning something, a part of the culture, into something into a present day culture status. And that's what they have done. Okay, so that's what that means when you see me put on hugs and kisses. Now, what I want to talk to you about, I had some friends over last night. I had Calvin. Calvin came over last night. For some reason, he can't find where I live. It's so simple. It's only like about 6 minutes from his house, but for some reason, he can't find it. But anyway, so be that as it may, he can't. His wife did finally drive him over, and we hung out all day or what have you. And it's always pleasant, listen to Calvin's stories over and over and over and over again. But you see. But because I love him, I don't say, stop, Calvin, you told me that before. Calvin, stop, you told me that before. I can every now and then I might, but most of the time I know how it is important for him to be able to go through a story that he wants to tell. So anyway, so we got on the subject of Filipino. Now he has a white tenant, Kevin actually, and he had one before Bill, who was an ex-police officer. And Calvin says, my wife really likes him, or he really likes my wife, whatever. And I told Calvin, I said, yes. I said, Filipino women like white men. It's just how it is. If they had their choice, I'm quite sure, they would rather have, a white man than any other nationality, especially if they plan to have children. This is a country like other countries that skin whitening is still going on. Skin whitening is almost in every product, dealing with beauty, that you can imagine. Because, they all, want to be bright, light, damn near white. You know what I'm saying? And so, I told Calvin, I said, it's okay. It's okay. Whenever you watch a program, I know in Brazil, in Brazil, it was big outlash about, how all the media personnel, all the news anchors, everybody on TV, everybody in the movie, I'm generalizing, how the majority of them are all white skin. You can watch it here in the Philippines. When you watch Filipino shows, you look at them all. They're all white skin, and in Brazil, they got fired up and said, "Look, we tired of this. There is more in the Brazil than just these white skinned Brazilians. We want to see some of us in the shows, which is similar to here in America, where blacks want to see more blacks in the shows and movies and etc. So, and the Philippines, I don't know if there's much of an outcry about that, but it's something that takes place. For some reason or another, we've always felt, more trusting of white people. We feel more comfortable around white people. We we have more emotion, feelings about white people. For no other reason other than white always appeared to be, safe. Now I told Calvin, so what? And say it with me, and so what? If they rather have conversations with white men or something like this, I said, I'm okay with that. But I know me personally, I've always dated white women. I always went after white women, But when I come into the Philippines, it was my chance to not get away from the white skin, but be neutral to all skin colors. You follow what I'm saying? I remember the first time when I lived in Subulan, and I'm gonna see if I can find a picture and put it on here. And I saw my first dark-skinned Filipina. I was like, oh my God, she is so beautiful. Oh, I didn't really think they existed, I'm not that naive. I'm sure I see them but I never saw one up close. And I was in Oz over her, because of her black skin. One of the reasons why I told myself why I gravitated to white females was because I love the contrast. I'm a photographer. I love the contrast between black and white. I love the contrast of being in bed with the woman and knowing where her leg ends and where another leg begins because of the skin color. But I wasn't pursuing a white skinned Filipina. I also kind of felt a little put off by the white skinned Filipino because I felt like they really didn't like blacks at first. This is how I'm being honest with you now. This is how I felt because I got shunned shoulder, like that sometimes from them. But anyway, but I've lived long enough here to know better, and I've had enough of them to know that it's not true, But anyway, so my mean Mia, and not discounting her because she wasn't a white skinned Filipina, never entered my mind. Never entered my mind. To me, it was like, wow, I got the best of both worlds. I got a beautiful Filipina and a dark-skinned Filipina, and it is quenching, my blackhoodness, having Mia, and I enjoy it. I enjoy having. It's almost like being a black couple. Who they're always going to think, even if you're with somebody white, they're going to that black couple, because he's with a black man, he's black, like that. But it felt good. I am always impressed how I have come to analyze things, to look at things, to think about things. I was telling Calvin, I said, Calvin, you know what? I don't know how I was raised. Now, I was born in 1952. I went to school before the schools were integrated. I went to schools when they first integrated. I was in Central Park when women were burning their bras. Let me tell you, I was around when John F. Kennedy was assassinated. I was around when Martin Luther King and Robert Kennedy got assassinated. But nothing compelled me. I was into soul music. I was into soul music, but not into music. And I don't know how I escaped all this not being a part of my DNA, whereas I never felt compelled, to stand and take a stand on anything. I was around with the Black Panthers. Why? Why? What was it that shielded me? From taking a stand in any of the social issues that were going on. That was going on. And as a result, here I am at 68 years old, and I still get shunned by black men. You know what I'm saying? I'm still not. I'm on the outside of any type of club or organization. Narcotic Anonymous. Welcomed me at some point in time, but it got fake. But the point of the matter is that, it's like Michael Jackson once said, "Have you seen my childhood?" I know I was in the movies. My brother and I were going to go to Woodstock, because we had a chance to go, and my mother was smart. She said, "Would you just like to go to a movie?" "Oh, yeah." While our friends were going to Woodstock, my brother and I were in the movies watching Five Card Stud, Robert Mitchum, Dean Martin, those guys, watching that Western, powerful Western. I always loved that. And I can't remember the black actress' name. You see, I remember the white actor's name, but I don't remember the black actor's name. And that's something that has plagued me throughout my life. Even now, I'm trying to watch this show. They clone Tyrone. Only reason I don't watch it because I heard yesterday or something like that Jamie Foxx was in it, so I figured I'd watch it. And I can't take it. I just can't take it. It's. But anyway, I don't mean to go on and on about that. But I know however it was I was raised. I was raised with absorbing or by osmosis, how to be nice to people, how to be kind to people, how to treat people as you like to be treated. Yeah, I could say I learned my values from watching Leave It to Beaver, Father Knows Best, My Three Sons, Donna Reed Show, Never Julia, you know what I'm saying? So, I never really got into, all, I got into All in the Family, but not Good Times and the other one, the Jeffersons. Am I anti-black? I don't know. But I know that there's a quality, probably just like we're telling Calvin, he was talking about, man, going off and a woman going off and meeting somebody, and being worried about that. I said, Calvin, I'm not ever worried about that. I am not worried about a man coming and take my wife away from me. I know I am a good man. I know how to treat a woman like a lady. I know how to to make her life whole. And I told Calvin, and if she wants to walk away from that, a good man, all I can say to her is, you're gonna ask yourself, or you're gonna know, how does it feel to flock yourself? Because that's what you'll be doing. I know how to be a sincere man. I know how to be a good father. And, I know how to be responsible for life. You know, I know what it means to be able to take care and nurture life. You know, I was telling Calvin, I was giving Calvin a story. I was saying, Calvin, I was talking to his wife. I said, do you know how we raise children in the States? Let me say, I said, you see that light switch on the wall? She said, yeah. Now, if I ask me as boys to turn that light switch off before they go to bed, and they say, yes, okay. So the next night, they go to bed and they don't turn the light off. And I say, man, hey, fellas, remember I told you to turn that light off before you go to bed? Yeah. Oh, we forgot. I said, it's okay. Make sure you do it tonight. I said, okay. So the next night, the light is still on. Now, I have tried 2 pleasant, comfortable reminders to help them remember to turn off the light. It didn't sink in. I said, in America, we would say to them, didn't I tell you to turn that God flocking light on every flocking night before you go to bed? What the flock is wrong with you? Are you stupid? Huh? You stupid? You leave it on one more time and see what I do to your damn ass. You hear me? Turn that flocking light on every night before you go to bed. Now, I bet you dollars to donuts that light will always be turned off. You see? But I can't talk to her kids like that. You know? I wouldn't talk to any child like that in the Philippines. In America, I don't know. A hard head makes a soft ass. That's how we've been taught. But anyway, but you get the idea. You get the idea. Okay, so this is Gerard Black in the Philippines with the truth. Remember, dreams are nothing more than plans of waiting. Actually, never disrespect the elderly. Always pull someone up. And sometimes you're the only one to see your vision. And the best revenge in life is to live good. I'm living good today. Hope you are too. And if you're lucky enough to have a woman like Ali Woodson, former lead singer of Temptation, one song, treat him like a lady. And ladies, if you're lucky enough to have a good man like me, make him feel like a king. Oh, and one other thing. I interviewed Sarah yesterday. I don't know if I said this at the beginning or whatever, but I'm going to say it now because it's on my mind. I'm going to make sure I put it on here. I wanted to ask her about questions about sex in the Filipino girl and kind of get into a more personal conversation with her. But I couldn't because her daughter was there. And I would be feeling very disrespectful if I was to do that with her daughter sitting there. But I did make a commitment to see her daughter play volleyball this Thursday, so you'll get to see that. Okay, remember, I'll always love you more. And if you're lucky to have a good man like me, I said it before, but I didn't say never say no. Make him feel like a king. I'll talk to you later. Peace.